Okay, today we're looking at lesson 3.1, the thousandths. Our question for today is, how can you describe the relationship between two decimal place value positions? So we're going to investigate that by drawing some models. If 100th is divided into 10 equal parts, each part is 1,000th. So if we have that big cube back there, that looks like a bunch of hundreds blocks put together. Then if we tried to stack our small cubes, this would be 1,000 small cubes in this larger cube. Divide the larger square into 10 equal columns or rectangles. Shade one. Now columns go up and down. Shade one rectangle. What part of the whole is shaded? Is there a shaded rectangle? Write that part as a decimal and a fraction. So when you have divided that block into 10 equal columns or rectangles, it should look something like this. Okay, so it says shade one of these rectangles. So you need to choose a colored pencil to shade what shade this one. Kind of like in reading, always work from left to right usually works the best. So shade in that one. Now it says to write that part as a decimal and a fraction. Let's talk about the fraction first. So how many parts are in our little rectangle here now, Ethan? 10. And if we shade one of those, what's our fraction? 1/10. So on your line you should write 1/10. Now we got to talk about what 1/10 looks like as a decimal. If we only have 1/10, do we have a whole number?
No.
So we're going to put a 0 and then we're going to put our decimal point. Now what's the first place to the right of the decimal point? The 10th place. So we have 1/10. So that's what it looks like as a fraction and a decimal. Now we're going to look at question number B. It says divide each rectangle into 10 equal squares. Use a second color to shade in one square. What part of the whole is shaded? So go ahead and stop your video and draw. Now you're drawing your rows. So now you're going across your big block. Okay, so now you've drawn your lines dividing each rectangle into 10 equal squares. So each one of these rectangles has 10 equal squares. And we're going to shade one square of that and in a different color. So then you're going to shade one box a different color. One of the small boxes a different color. Doesn't really matter where you shaded at, which box you shaded in. Just a box shaded a different color. Now that we've shaded one of those, let's talk about writing that in numbers. So, right? First of all, how many little boxes do we have? We're 10 by 10. What's 10 times 10?
100.
100. And we shaded one of those, so we have
100.
100, or no whole number, or decimal. What was the place just after the decimal to the right? Was the just after the decimal to the right was the 10th place. And what's the next place? 100th. Be sure you say the THS on the end of that. Okay? Now we're going to go down to this enlarged square, which is really one of those little squares that we shaded all enlarged. So you're going to have to take your ruler and go from the top to the bottom, up and down, make columns. 10 columns. Okay, so we took our enlarged hundredth square and we divided into 10 equal columns or rectangles. If each hundredth square is divided into 10 equal rectangles, how many parts? So we have 1/100th of that first block, and we're going to divide that or multiply it by 10. What do we have?
1,000.
Thank you. So when we shade one of those parts, we're really shading how much of this big block?
110.
One what? 1,000. So that would look like this. And again, if we have to do it as a decimal, we're going to have 0 for our whole number, 0 in our tenths, 0 in our hundredths, and 1 in our thousandths place. So again, once you shade one of those little rectangles in that enlarged box, you have 1,000. Written as a fraction, 1/1000, and written as a decimal, 0.001. Says use a third color to shade one rectangle of the, of the enlarged hundredth square. What part of the whole is the shaded rectangle? So this is what? Okay. So going back to this one, this should say 1,000 parts. This is C, should say 1,000 parts. And then D should have your 1,000th as a decimal and 1,000th as a fraction. Our conclusion on page 106 in the first question says, explain what each shaded part of your model in the investigation section shows. So go back on the investigation section. Remember we took that square, large square, and we divided it into 10 equal parts. What fraction can you write that relates each shaded part to the next greater shaded part? So what they're asking you is, we divided it up and down, remember? And we said that this blue shaded part was what? 1/10. Then we divided across and we said that this little light blue part was 100. Then we came down here and we divided that 100 by 10 and we said that was what?
1,000.
Okay. Each shaded part is 1/10 of the next larger shaded part. So we shaded 1/10, then we shaded 100, and we shaded 1,000. So if we have 1,000, the next greater is 100, and the next greater of 100 is 1,000. 1 is 1/10.
Oh.
The next greater of 100th is 1/10. If you have 1/10, the next smaller that we shaded was
100. And then
which is 1/10 of 100. Okay, does that make better sense? Okay, number 2 says, identify and describe a part of your model that shows 1,000. Explain how you know. One shaded rectangle of 100 is divided into 10 equal rectangles. That shows 1,000. That's what we did when we divided that enlarged piece. So an explanation might be, if each hundredth was divided into 10 equal parts, I would have 10 times 100 or 1,000 parts. Or 1,000th of a whole. Still on page 106, but now we're under the make a connection. It says you can use your understanding of place value patterns and a place value chart to write decimals that are 10 times as much and or 1/10 of any given decimal. Remember at the beginning of the year we did 10 times as much as 10 or 1/10 of 10 or 1/10 of 100. This is that same thing, only we've moved to the right-hand side of the decimal in our place value chart. And the tricky thing there, as you go to from left to right on the place value chart, well, everywhere, what happens? The numbers get smaller, right? So 100th is smaller than 1/10, and 1,000th is smaller than 100th. Okay, so we have 400ths. What would the tenths be? So 10 times as much as 400ths is what?
4/10.
4/10. Okay, I don't know if I'm supposed to be writing this or not. So they're telling you this number here is 10 times as much as 400ths, and then the number on the right, the thousandths number, is 1/10 of 400. So blank is 10 times as much as 400ths. So we would have 4/10 there. And 1/10 of 400ths is 4,000ths. No.
I thought thousands was.
Oh,
It should
oh,
be-
I did. Very good. Good job. Okay, decimal, 300ths. What is 10 times as much as 300ths? Somebody tell me. Say it.
3,000.
Are thousands bigger than hundreds?
3/10.
3/10. So that's this one. And what is 1/10 of 300ths? Not 3/10, but of this 300ths. 1/10 of that,
0.003.
which is 3
Thousandths.
thousandths. Okay, how about if we have the decimal 1/10? What is 10 times as much as 1/10? 1/10 is 10 times as much as what?
1.0.
So 1 is 10 times as much as 1/10. 1/10 of 1/10 is what?
0.0 is 1/100.
Okay. Now we have 7/100ths. So 7, what is 10 times as much as 700?
7/10.
7/10. And what is 1/10 of 700?
7,000.
7,000ths. Okay, now we're going, turn the page, we're going to share and show. And we're going to write the decimal that follows the picture. When we look at these, this square represents a whole number 1. Okay? That square represents the whole number 1. How many groups of 10 are shaded here? 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6, right?
Yes.
So we don't have a whole number. How many tenths did we have? 6. Now we got to count these little squares. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
we have 6 tenths or hundredths. And then how many thousandths? 1,
2, 3, 4, 5.
So it's important that you remember that this is the whole number 1. Okay? This says, write the decimal shown, and this one is number 4.